Your life is shit because you don't hold yourself to any kind of standard. You have no sense of routine. You have no sense of idea of where you want to go. Why do your standards continuously drop? Why do you get to the point where you can do a little and then you just throw it down a drain? It's like it doesn't amount to anything. There's many ways to align with your standards. The reason you cannot stick to your standards is because you don't believe in them. You don't believe in yourself. Your standard, how you wake up every day, how you show up to the gym, how you present yourself, how you operate within your environment is your standard. If you're living the life you don't want, that's your standard. If you don't have the girl that you want, that's your standard. And in order to attract and obtain these things, we must become that version of ourselves with our standards in order to obtain what we're looking for and what we want and desire in our life. So if you want to build a big body, if you want to be healthy, then it's going to require, let's use the idea of I want a healthy body, I want to grow some muscle. That's our objective. But in order to get there, we need to make steps. We need a routine. We need to know what we're eating. And all of these are our standards. We're going to break each one of these down and we're going to hold ourselves accountable to each segment in order to obtain the body that we want. This is going to be our new standard. If we do not increase our standards, then we will never amount to anything more than the things that we don't want. Do you get what I'm saying here? If you continuously do the same shit that you don't want, you will get the same result that you don't want. But if you increase your standards by making sure that you show up every single day, you're looking after yourself, your health, your body, your mind, getting good quality sleep. You're holding yourself to that standard because you know that good sleep is good recovery for your body. And it's good recovery and processing time for your mind. You know that. That's your standard. So you'll stick to that and you'll be accountable. And how are you going to do this? Well, for once, I need you to be your best friend. Be your fucking best friend. And I don't care if your standards slip ever so slightly. The problem is we are self-sabotaging machines. So when we're so close to obtaining something, or when something doesn't go our way that we cannot control in the first place, we bully ourselves for it. I fell short of this many a times, and I thought this was the right way. My standards were so supreme that every time I failed, I would pick on myself. I would bully myself, and I would tell myself I'm not worthy because I cannot follow through. But that's the wrong mentality. It's the wrong place to be. Why would you belittle yourself for trying to obtain something, but not knowing what standard or how to hold yourself to that place in the first place? And in order to know what your standards are, you have an idea and then you work on them. You have that standard. If you can obtain a standard, that's your standard. Stick to it. If you can increase that standard, increase the standard, and continuously increase the standard until it becomes the new standard, your foundation. Build them pillars strong. Make sure that the cement is fixed before you start building the fucking infrastructure. Your standards are going to take you so far in life. And every time you fail is an opportunity to do better. And if you're going to punish yourself for trying something new, then there's no point even fucking mixing the cement in the first place. There's no point even saying I'm going to set some standards, because if I get to the point, I get to half of the foundation and I've fucked up, and instead of chiseling the fucking cement away and putting new cement, which would be taking a sit down with yourself and saying, all right, I slipped. I made a mistake. So I'm going to chisel up. I'm going to put some new cement in. That's your standards coming back in. Keep the standards the same until you can increase them. Don't try and go fucking far and beyond where you get to the point where you physically cannot do it, because it's not realistic. You're setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. You're putting yourself in a position that right now is not obtainable. We're moving in steps. Rome ain't built in a day. I love that saying. And muscle is inch by inch, mate. It's literally inch by inch. You've got to work for it. You've got to be healthy. Like every standard of showing up to the gym, being healthy, eating the right food, being good to your mental state, reflecting when you fall. All of these equate to the person you want to be. But But if you don't have a standard for each place, then this person, when you get to becoming that person, you'll have no standards. And when you have standards, you're able to show up as that person. I did X, Y, and Z, and I achieved the state I wanted to be. I became the person I wanted because I fell, I failed, I fucked up, but I didn't punish myself for it. I reflected. I was my best friend through this journey. I put myself first. I took every opportunity of failure and I gave myself a love and admiration. And I told myself, I will obtain that version and it won't come from bullying myself. So how are we going to do this? You're going to take everything that I've just said and you're going to follow through. That's physically the only thing you can do is follow through. You can only push yourself continuously until you get to where you need to get to. It's essential to follow through. Feel the fear and fucking do it anyway. Like, you ain't got nothing to lose other than staying a version you don't want to be. You know the famous saying by Nike, just do it. That's literally what they're saying. Just do it. We have a timeline. Birth, birthday, we go out, death, transition, next life. It's what we do in between. We don't measure our success by where we get to. We measure it by every single incremental step that took us to get to the goal. And if we can have this mentality when we obtain the version, the success, what we desire, we will appreciate it 10 times more because we focused on who am I becoming? Who am I right now? What can I do better? How can I improve? Instead of, yeah, I'm getting to the fucking finish line. Nah, bro, you're running the race. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You're on your own journey. You're here and you're going to be your best friends and you're going to follow through. Oh, by the way, if you're really ready to follow through, I've made a mini mindset mastery class completely free in my school on the school community. All you got to do is hit the join button. And I tell you, if you really want to be your best friend and you want to be around people and be in a good community, then you really ain't got nothing to lose. And if it's not for you, then that's cool, man. But at least invest in yourself today. Just like you watch this video and you may be the only person who watches it and joins. And it could be the most significant thing that you ever do. Check the link in the description. I'll see you inside.